There's nothing like being in the what? Green room. That's right. I love the green room. You don't see any green, but I love being in the green room because it's where the magic happens. And we get to have a conversation with the one and only Mel. And if you watch me for the first time, don't worry, I'm not going to read this bio, okay? I'm not going to do that. But I am going to ask Mel if she would take a few minutes and tell us a little bit about who is Mel. But more importantly, Mel, what are you up to these days, and how you doing? By the way, how you doing over there?
Hi. Thank you so much for having me, Shay. I'm so excited to be here. So I am Mel McSherry, and I am an international business development coach, speaker, and author. I
Mm.
primarily work with women entrepreneurs and business owners who are exhausted and overwhelmed by everything that they think they need to do to be successful. And I slash their stress by giving them the space to identify and connect to what they want, and then showing them how to prioritize their time, their profit avenues, and themselves correctly so they can create it in the time that they have. I'm a divorced mom and a primary caregiver to an amazing 9-year-old kiddo who is autistic. And I'm located here in Chicago, Illinois, ready to just do it to it with y'all tonight. I'm so excited.
I love it. Do it to it. Now, you talked about reducing stress. You talked about raising your son. You said a lot in a small amount of time, which is really cool. Let me ask this question for the entrepreneurs that are out there that are listening. And I'll tell you a call we had in from a young lady about maybe 3 months ago. And she says, Shay, right now with everything going on, I'm now working from home full time. I'm a full time wife. I'm a full time mom. I'm a full time school teacher. And she has two kids, by the way. She has two
Oh
kids in
man, bless
elementary school and
her.
one in junior high. She says, I'm also a full time administrator because I got to make sure they turn in their homework. And oh, by the way, did I tell you I'm a full time cafeteria worker? And I want to get my business going on. And it's like a lot going on. And the question she had asked is how do you do it all and still maintain not feeling guilty when you're working on your business? And I know that's a loaded question for you, but that question came up. And I wondered if it might be a mom, it might be a dad, it might be a single mom or a single dad out there. What would you say to the person that's got a lot going on right now like you? What's one of your secrets to success? If you don't mind me asking. I know we're going to talk about profits and
Not at
money
all. I'll,
later,
I'll, I'll
but
share just with you, though. I'm sure this won't go any farther than just you. Uh, first thing I always like to say is that the guilt is real, and to understand that it's okay to feel that way. I think too often we get too lost in that we have to hustle, 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 that we can't be emotional within our business. And you need to be, because this is your business. So, first, give yourself some grace, know that you're human. And then it's a matter of just actually then recognizing the emotion and taking it out of it and really looking at what's on your plate. I talk a lot about in my book, She Profits, about how to tame your time, because you have full say on how you spend the time that you have. So, when you really start to own that time, and when you start utilizing that time towards what you want, and again, that could be 5 minutes, it could be 2 hours, it could be sporadic, it could be a chunk of time. Things shift all the time. My favorite thing now is shift happens. And when you consistently recognize that you always have time that you have full say on, then it's just a matter of, okay, this is how much time I have. This is what I want. Now, what on my to-do list fits within that time frame? Because I say all of the time, the size of the step doesn't matter, it's the direction. So a step forward is still a step forward, and you're still going to get towards what you want. Some days are just going to be better than others, and you just have to be connected to that and okay with that, and then recognize and move on.
I love that said stated so well. We're going to get into this topic of being profitable and so forth, but take a moment if you would. And some folks might be curious, why does Mel even do this? Like, why is making sure that businesses, especially women businesses, are profitable? Why is that near and dear to Mel's heart? And don't worry, she'll get into these 5 points and all that. But we're behind the scenes. We're in the green room. Don't you want to know?
Intro, yeah, yeah. Honestly, because I really benefited from having amazing entrepreneurs in my life. I actually grew up in a very entrepreneurial household. And I know that people in general, but especially women, don't necessarily have that support. And I know that with just a little bit of support, accountability, and those steps, I mean, good Lord, we could conquer mountains, but a lot of us don't give ourselves that permission or don't have somebody to help us find that strength and that confidence. And I know it's possible. This could sound so trite, but I've been able to accomplish a lot in the last 10 years through divorce, through death, through the whole 9 yards. And I've had my days. I'm not perfect, I'm not sunshine and rainbows, but I've also now have the support and the plan that no matter how much time or energy I have, I know I'm staying profitable to myself. And when I say profitable, I mean that in three ways. That's mentally, emotionally, and financially. Because those first two are extremely important. You could have all the money in the world, but if you're a miserable cow, it means jack. But when you already feel that mental and emotional success, then that financial just follows beautifully and you are truly and wholly successful. So I want to see more women feel this way. I know their potential. Client prospects talk to me about it all the time about what they can achieve. And just by giving them that space and the accountability and watching them achieve it is just like, oh, bee's knees.
I love it, man. That is so important for those folks that are out there watching, like Carol that's out there watching right now. Thanks a lot for joining, John. I promise you're in for a treat. I know we got to get going. We've got a show. When we come back, we're going to learn those 5 points. We're going to make sure we understand how to be profitable. We're going to find out what this whole definition is about. She profits. I can't wait. I can't wait for her to tell us this whole thing about she profits, which let's get her view of the world. We'll be back in 5. Is my favorite part. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll be right back later. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I believe really you have 3 visions, by the way. I always like to share this. I believe first, you have a vision for yourself. The food you want to eat, and some of you are taking vitamins. I got some vitamins over here and some other cool stuff that you got to take, right, by the way. It takes resources, which means it takes revenue to do that. Some of you have vision number 2. Yeah, it takes resources, it takes revenue. But vision number 2 is you have a vision for your loved ones. Some of you have children, and you want to make sure you can send them to a school of your choice. Others of you want to write a check for a loved one and make sure their insurance is taken care of, or their mortgage is taken care of. And others, you just want to write a check for a cause you really, really believe in. And it takes, yeah, I know, resources. I got it. But that means you need some, revenue. We're going to ask Mel about these profits, okay? And then the third vision you have is you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. And I want you to imagine, you don't have to be a believer. I don't want to impose my faith on you. I happen to be a believer, but you'll get the point. There's this character named Noah that's in the Bible. And I want you to imagine that Noah has been given all the experience from God, been given all the expertise. He's ready to get going on this journey, just like you are. You're ready. You are so excited. And right before you get going, there's a knock at the door. And you're like, what's going on? Noah, I'm sorry to report, but there are no hammers in the house. No hammers. No big deal. No worries. There's that knock at the door again. What's going on? I might as well report there are no nails either. No hammer, no nails. We don't panic. Ain't no big deal. You get the point, don't you? Another knock at the door. Nor there's no wood and no people. good luck on this mission. And maybe that's you right now. You've got a big heart. You believe. If you believe anymore, you have a headache. But yet there's no revenue, so you can't purchase any resources. And this vision is much bigger than yours. And so with that being said, you're going to get the resources you need right now to go to a whole nother level. So let's welcome to the one and only Mel McSherry. What's going on, Mel? How you doing in Chicago?
Hi, Shay. I am fantastic. How are you?
Well, it is an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to be here with you. And I just couldn't wait. I mean, this is one of my favorite conversations. We're talking about revenue so people can purchase resources. Take a moment, if you would, and people are already, they've got your bio to see how famous you are, but it says she profits. And I'm curious, I mean, why lead with she profits? You could have picked anywhere, but that's the title, right? It's she profits, and then it's the outrageously simple 5-point entrepreneur profit plan, which we'll get to. But why she profits? And take a moment to give us, what's your definition? What's the view of she profits? What does it mean?
I love that question. So the reason why I chose She Profits is because it's my passion and purpose to help 1 million women create the business, the money, and the life that they want. And to be profitable is such a heavy term sometimes, because especially with women and money, not only feeling capable of it, but in need of it, or even just open to it. Money relationships and women are just so interesting. And I wanted to show them that actually being profitable is way bigger than just being financially successful. It's also being mentally and emotionally successful. So when I talk about profitability, I mean it in 3 places: mentally, emotionally, and financially. And when women really start to connect to all 3 of them, it is so amazing to see the business and the money and the life that they create for themselves. And I want women to be profitable. Again, that is my purpose, my vision, and that is the reason why I'm here today.
You know, you said it a few times, these 3 steps: mentally, emotionally, and financially. Based on your experience, what's one of the biggest challenges that's holding these women back from being mentally, and that's what you said, right? Mentally prepared, mentally and emotionally.
I think a lot of it has to do with just lack of support and lack of confidence. A lot of the clients that I work with didn't have any examples of what it's like to be an entrepreneur. They just have this crazy idea that they want to go against the grain of everybody else and create this new business for themselves. And so they're not even sure where to start. And so that overwhelm comes into play. Not only that, but then the overextension, because we start saying yes to everything because we feel like that's going to prove our worth, and that's what's going to help drive in the business. We don't want to talk about ourselves. We don't want to say that we're good at something. And those are those biggest hurdles that I hit with my clients every single time, is just giving them that space. And that's why I say I love to give them the space to identify, explore, and connect to what they want. Because a lot of them have never done that before. They just think, I'm going to start a business. I need to make this amount of money. I need a website. I need that. And they're completely negating everything that you need to do to create a sustainable, consistent business. And that comes down to you, who you are, how you work, who you want to work with, and all those other beautiful idiosyncrasies that make your business yours. So it's really getting over that hurdle of, you know what you're doing, and it's okay what you don't know, but it's a journey. And so taking what you know, honoring those strengths, and building a business off of that is all that you need to really create something successful with those first steps.
Oh, I love it. I love it. For those folks that are out there, here's what you can do. You can pay this message forward. And Mel's okay with this, by the way. You can take the link right now. You can hit the share button. You can hit the watch party button. And you can share this to your private group. You can share this on your page. So go ahead and pay this message forward. Hit the share button right now. We believe in the giver's economy. The person that outgives the competition. The person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. And when you hit that share button or you hit that watch party button and you see that little box pop up, just put, it's time to be profitable. Hashtag Mel McSherry. It's time to be profitable. Now, we're going to ask what profit means, by the way, obviously, but it's time to be profitable. Go ahead and hit the share button, by the way. Now, before we get into these 5 points, There's some folks that might not have been in the green room, and they're probably curious. Well, Shay, Mel looks like she has it all going on. I know she's going to tell us all this stuff, but has she ever had any challenges that were setbacks for her, and she was able to apply these principles? So can you take a moment and maybe you say, Shay, I never had any problems in my life. If that's the case, no worries.
Oh,
We'll
man,
skip the conversation.
I think I would want to meet a person that hasn't had any troubles in their life. That'd be a little intimidating.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us, what's one of the challenges you've had in your life, and how you've been able to use these principles, or maybe in your business, that's helped you move forward. And that's for Mother Dear is watching, by the way. She's out there. What's up, Mother Dear? She often tunes in. Regina's in the house. What's up, Regina? Keenan, Lady Lyons, what's going on? Kathy's in the house. They're listening right now. So go ahead and share a little about who you are and how you've been able to overcome some challenges.
Well, like every entrepreneurial journey, it definitely wasn't from point A to point B. So I would say probably my more continuous obstacle, and I don't even like to use the term obstacle, but the continuous thing that tends to help me practice what I preach is my son is autistic. And we're learning now from home that has created a whole new set of challenges and a whole new way to learn and new routines and new environments. So being a primary caregiver to him, he's probably the number one reason if my day just completely diverts, in a completely different direction. And I had to really learn how to roll with that, not only just as a mom, but as a woman, as a business owner, just to really ensure that, I do have control over the time that I have. And yes, some days it's going to just like completely shoot to the pot, right? But the thing that I love about my plan that I share in my book and that I practice and practice every single day is that it still gives me those resources to be successful that day and what I deem as successful for that day. So whatever time I have, I'm using it profitably for myself and for my business. So that I would say that's probably my consistent, moments. But I've also had, death of a very close friend a couple years ago. I actually ended up building this business during the middle of my divorce. So I've, I always say I've been there, done that, got the divorce papers.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations. And that's why I love with the book you've written, because it does help folks slash their stress and really help them create the business and the money. But I love what you say. It's really about having the life that you really want. Take a moment and talk about that connection between, you got to have more money so you can have more meaning. And for those folks out there that want to have more money so you can have more meaning, I'm going to ask her for she gives us at least one or two or three. Don't worry, I'm going to ask her for more than one of the points. Talk about the connection between, money's cool, but it's more important to focus on the life you want. Talk about that for a moment. Why you always bring that up in every conversation I've had with you so far. You're always like, you know what, Shay? Yeah, they're going to be profitable. Yeah, they're going to make the money, but they're going to also have the life they want because they've got to be emotionally and mentally prepared as well. Talk about that.
Well, it's one of my almost pet peeves of people are in this constant quest for the work-life balance. And I don't believe in balance. In fact, when I hear the word balance, I see somebody like quickly running back and forth to make the scales even. And that's exhausting. And that's not the reason why I became an entrepreneur. And I know that's, for damn sure why most of you didn't. I call it more of a blend. And the reason why I love that is because the ratio is going to be different per day, but you always pour from both jars. You always have your personal jar and your professional jar. And some days it might be more business and a little less personal time. Other days you could probably flip that. But no matter what the blend is, you're still creating something successful. And at the end of the day, today is all we're guaranteed. So why on God's green earth would you waste a perfectly good day by looking 15 million steps ahead and, catastrophizing all of these things? I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now, you know, for no reason. So keeping yourself in the present and really understanding this is my day. I know your big thing is January 1st. So I'm probably cutting to the end here, but this is your day. So how do you want to fill it? How do you want to be profitable? One of my favorite hashtags that somebody created for me is we're not here to be productive. We're here to be profitable. And that is so important to me because this moment is all we have. And so why not just do anything and everything to make it truly yours?
That's right. Now is the time. I haven't met all of you that are watching right now and all the podcast listeners and those folks on Amazon Fire or on YouTube Live right now, or even Apple TV. We haven't met you all, but here's what we do know about you, that now is your time. So if you're watching right now, you're able to watch live on any one of the platforms, drop a 1 right below. Just drop a 1 right in the comments area and dropping a 1, just dropping a 1 down. That's a message that now is the time. This is your moment. You're going to raise your standards. You're going to step into it. So, Mel, if you can, is there dropping a 1 right now saying now is the time? Many of you hit the share button. Thank you so much. Pay this message forward to another entrepreneur. Hit the share button. Hit the watch party button right now. Hit that button. That's a digital applause and serve someone else. Give us one of the points, Mel. You got 5 points. Give us one of them, please.
Well, my absolute favorite, honestly, is the first one, which is, what do I want? And I have the I bold, italicized, underlined, because that is so extremely important. It's not what you think you deserve. It's not what you think you're capable of. It's not what your partner or your coach says you should do. What do you really want? And the beauty in that question is that it can help you dream as big as you want to dream, or simply reground you when your day goes the wrong way. Because when you truly identify what you want, that is your true north direction. So for those of you who are putting in the 1 right now, but then the rest of your thoughts are like, but I don't know how, we'll get there. But you need to know what you want first. I say it's like, when I said before that's your true north direction, it's like asking for directions, right? If you don't know where you're going, how the hell do you know you're going to get there? But if you have a specific place or thing that you want to accomplish where you want to go, then it's just a matter of reverse engineering and finding those steps to get there. But it all comes down to truly identifying, what do you want?
I like that. What do I want? What do I want? All right, that's point number 1. And you have a process and a methodology to help folks identify that if it's uncertain to them. That's pretty cool. What's the second point?
So the second point is tame your time. And I started off by saying you have full say on how you spend the time that you have. And a lot of people don't believe me on that. They're like, well, Mel, you don't know me. I've got this and I've got that and I've got over here. I understand that every single one of us have responsibilities that we have to do every day. However, none of those take up your entire day. You always have time in a day that you have full say over. And it's when you start recognizing where that time is, especially for those of you who are working a 9 to 5 and building a business, it's finding those pockets of time and using them profitably. It doesn't matter the size of a step, it's the direction. A step forward is still a step. So when you really recognize how much time you truly have in a day, and you know what you want, and you give yourself permission to fully utilize that time to help you get towards what you want, then all of a sudden you have a little bit more time in the world. And what that also does is it helps you banish procrastination, which I am a recovering procrastinator. I mean, I'm sure there's a club, we've got jackets somewhere. Right?
I'm one. Yes.
It boded well for me. Like I got enough done. It was cool. But what I was actually doing was self-sabotaging myself. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, I'm a perfectionist. And I counter that always with, you're not a perfectionist, you're a procrastinator. Ooh. Because you have to put things forward. You can't keep them to yourself. And when people say, I don't have enough time in the day, you have time. It's just, where are you spending it? And are you spending it and what you're doing in that time getting you closer to what you want? So it becomes this more of an identification cycle of, with the first rule to helping yourself is recognizing you have a problem, mm-hmm. and then taking steps away from it. So the first problem is, I do have time in the day. I'm just not utilizing it correctly. What do I do to utilize it correctly? Well, what do I want? And that's what starts you off in my process.
I love it. It's never about time management. It's about time choices. And I love how you frame that. So, so true. You always have the time. In fact, everyone is out there right now, and I want you to do me a favor. Hit the share button. Don't worry, I'm going to ask for point number 3. Don't worry, she came to serve. So when you hit that share button, for those folks that are just tuning in, when you hit that watch party button, we're going to pay the message forward and serve someone else. When that box pops up, just put serve plus add value. Hashtag Mel McSherry. Just go and put that. That's right, Mel McSherry, right? I did that right.
Yeah.
Just put serve plus add value. Hashtag Mel McSherry. Do that now. Do that now. Let's serve. And I'm going to ask her to serve. I'm going to say, okay, you gave us 2. You can't leave us on the fence. You can't leave us. She has another one. Everyone is out there ready for another one. Do your hands like this. Say, thank you. We want one more. We want one more. So give us one more, please.
All right. So the third one is prioritize your tasks. Now, this one actually seems to get the most, I call it in my book, an OHF moments, which is, oh, holy. Because a lot of them just have these major light bulbs when they see what little things they can do that creates such a ripple effect in their business. And so prioritizing your tasks, the first tip I always tell people is take your personal stuff off of your business to-do list. I'm sure every single one of us, or at least 99.9% of us, have a massive to-do list that has every single thing you have ever thought of in the last 5 years on it. And the thing is that becomes an overwhelm and a procrastination device as well. Because when you have everything mixed in, you see on your list that you have to walk the dog, you have to do the dishes, you have to, go grocery shopping, then you have to contact 5 clients, post on social media, all of these business-oriented things. What are the things you're going to probably typically do first? You walk the dog, you do the dishes, because you get that hit of dopamine. Like, I love a good hit of dopamine. However, that only lasts so long until you look at your business and realize you haven't been profitable yet today. And those other things you have outside reminders. Your dog is going to whine, your dishes are going to smell, you're going to get hungry. You don't really have to put those on. I know you want to write them off and cross them off, and that's fine. But at the time that you do them, don't write them down just to distract yourself onto this procrastination path. With your business-oriented ones, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you are the only person who is going to get that done. Unless you have a coach or an accountability group or something, none of us really have that person going, did you do that today? Did you do that? Because that's you. So you need to ensure that you are utilizing the time that you have profitably toward what you want. So now that we've taken off the personal stuff, looking at that master business to-do list, now take off the things that are only coordinated with what do you want. And what we're doing is we're honing that list in. So every time you look at it, it is completely in alignment with what you want to accomplish. And it becomes more of an empowerment tool than a procrastination device.
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. As they say, I'm smelling what you're cooking in the kitchen over here, by the way. This is like good stuff. And I want to make sure as you're listening, you never underestimate the power of the basics. For those folks that are ready to go to another level, for those folks that are raising their standards, for those folks that are ready to be profitable and serve. So you want to serve and be profitable. Look right below the video. Look right below the video and write those words. Serve and be profitable. Put serve and be profitable. Notice every single time she said serve. Serve yourself first. Make sure you're taken care of. And then serve others. Go ahead and write those words right now. Serve and be profitable. You can have more money and make more meaning at the same time. Or you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. How's that? Okay, you can make this thing happen. Take a moment, if you would, and tell them, frame the conversation. Who's the book for? And what should folks expect? And you kind of talked about that when they read the book. And then last, where can they get it? So it's a 3-part question, by the way. You got this book, and they want to know, okay, who's the book for? Am I that person? And then secondly, where can I get the book?
So the book She Profits was written with women entrepreneurs and business owners in mind who are exhausted and overwhelmed by everything that they think they need to do to be successful. And I really wanted to create a tangible, inspirational, and action-filled book, because I feel like sometimes it's either one or the other, right? It's either very motivational, but then really no steps on how to implement this new motivation you have, or it is very step by step by step by step and not very customizable. And so I wanted to show women, especially, how I work and how I have been able to create what I have created in the last, 10 years, so especially in the last 3. So it is written for those of you who are walking into your space. You know what you want, but you're overwhelmed by the how. You're wishing there's more time in the day. You're done saying yes to everything. And you really just want to put your foot down, Wonder Woman stance and say, this is who I am. This is what I want. And this is what I need to do to get there. And that's what this book helps you do every single step of the way.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Every step of the way, I encourage everyone. Make sure you get the book. The book. Make sure you get the book. Make sure you get the book. Make sure you get the what? The book. By the way, the book. Look at you, got a big smile on the face. I love it. We're moving into a segment now called "Today is my January 1st." And for those folks that know what I'm about to do right now, you can look right below the video. You can look right below the video and write those words. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks who want to know what in the LL Cool J is Shay talking about over there, today is my January 1st represents one of those moments where we get to make a decision. And we don't wait till January 1st. We create a January 1st moment. Doesn't matter what date is on the calendar. So January 1st is a do-over. January 1st is a restart. January 1st means our past does not equal our future. And there's probably about 1,000 moments throughout the day, by the way. And any one of those moments, you can make a decision to be profitable. And it can change the trajectory of your life. So you make a decision you're going to work out. That's a January 1st moment. Or you decide you're going to binge watch Netflix, January 1st moment. You make a decision, you're going to eat some hamburgers and some french fries and maybe put some salt and pepper and maybe some ketchup and hot sauce on there for those that want hot sauce like my sons. Or you go to the refrigerator and you open it up and inside the refrigerator there's some kale. Tastes good, doesn't it? There's some broccoli. Oh, that sounds good. Or maybe there's some Brussels sprouts. That's a January 1st moment. And so my question is, for those folks that are writing, today is my January 1st, this is your moment. Mel, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what goes through your mind?
I mean, honestly, what I've already said is, how do I want to fill it?
Yeah.
Like, what do I want to do that will make me feel profitable today? And I will say this, and I love that you did the example of maybe I'll binge on Netflix. Maybe that is how I will be profitable to myself today because I just overwhelmed the Jesus out of myself yesterday. Or maybe it is that I want to be a little bit more cognitive on my non-negotiables and really, put those into my schedule. But when I hear today is January 1st, I mean, I think about this every single morning. My thought is, and my intention is set on how do I want to spend it? That's my intention. Then I look what's on my calendar. I see what's on my, my to-do list, and then I just piece it in. So I am taking the action that is aligned with what I want. And every day, then no matter what tends to happen throughout the day, I know I've set the attention, I've taken steps forward, and I'm one profitable person.
I love it. I love it. When you hear those words, today is my January, folks, there's a number of folks out there. What's up, Edith? A number of folks out there she said chicken tacos with spinach. I mean, no, Brussels sprouts. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. Let me return back to our regularly scheduled show here, right? But when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, folks get excited. Just like they did back on December 31st, after a couple of drinks on the back of a napkin, they started writing down their New Year's resolutions. We know how that landed for some folks, right? And so you might have heard this before, that there's truth inside of truisms. And one of the sayings is that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with most? Consistency. So how do you maintain consistency? How do you teach your clients to be consistent?
Well, the first thing I say is you need to actually redefine what consistency is, because a lot of people confuse consistency for routine. And to me, those are two completely different things. As a primary caregiver to my kid, as a business owner, routine doesn't really exist. I could say this happens every single day, but it may not happen that way. So to me, consistency is how you show up within your space, how you show up in your business, because that's what sets the tone. So consistency could be that first, and then turn it into actionable steps. Like, I want to make sure I post on social media 3 times a week. I want to make sure I check my email at certain times a day. Like, you can create those little things inside of your day that could be a routine. But consistency to me is showing up for you. That is the first step to consistency. You walking into your space, you going, this is how I'm going to show up today. This is what I'm going to do. And then creating the space and the time to accomplish it. And again, if things get diverted, then it's just taking a breath, recognizing what happened, reapply to the time that you have now, and move on.
And move on. The folks out there that listen to you right now, they may have, and I can hear them asking the question, what type of clients does Mel's firm work with these days? And if she shares that with you, maybe Mel's type right person for you, or maybe someone that you can share who she is with someone inside your network. So Mel, let me ask a two-part question if I can. Number one, tell the folks kind of who your firm works with these days, and then secondly, how can they best connect with you or stay in a conversation or something you might want to share with them?
Yeah. So I primarily work, as I said, with women business owners and entrepreneurs. And I work with them in actually all walks of their business. Some of them have been in their businesses 6 months. Some of them have been in their businesses anywhere from 14 to 15 years. But if you right now are saying, I just wish there was more time in a day, or you feel like you're constantly putting out fires and you've lost yourself inside of your business, or you're just starting and you don't even know who you are within your business and what you even want. That's who I love to work with. Service providers are my jam. I don't do a lot with product based entrepreneurs, but I am here for you. I say that I am your personal coach, therapist, accountability partner. I am the person that is going to give you that space to really connect to and identify what you want. Look at the resources you have, and then together just create that customized plan of action so you can feel confident and empowered in your business every single day.
Okay. And how can they connect with you, or maybe something you want to share? Because they're like, wow, okay, they heard who you work with, but now they think about, how do we connect with her? How do I share who she is? Tell us about that, please.
Definitely. So I have a website, melmcsherry.com, wicked easy, that actually has a ton of free resources that help you, identify a little bit more of what you want in your business, as well as I have an amazing prioritize your profits checklist on there. You can also purchase my book on my website. I always tell people, if you want to get to know Mel, if you want the ins and the outs and everything in between, then please stalk me on Instagram. I love sharing my journey on my stories. I'm constantly sharing quick tutorials on there. I'm on there consistently with Instagram TV. So if you really want to just have me in your back pocket, literally, follow me on Instagram, and that's at Mel_McSherry.
I love it. At Mel_McSherry. Make sure you do that for those folks that are watching out there, like Hooker, Guy, who's out there now, Nicole, Casey, Barack, who's above right now, and all of you right now. As you're listening in, you can pay this message forward. You don't have to hold it to yourself. I got good news for you. Mel's not asking for a Cash App payment tonight. She's not asking for a Zelle. There's no swipe and succeed. She's saying, hey, share this message. Pay it forward to your network. We want to serve plus add value. Serve plus add value. Mel, we're moving to a segment now called our rapid fire segment. And our rapid fire segment is an opportunity we get to ask any question we want. Don't y'all like that? And Mel gets 2 minutes or less to answer. That's right, 2 minutes or less. I know y'all like the less better. I hear you. Mel, they like the less better. But in all seriousness, my first question I have to you really is my favorite. I like to ask every guest this. Of all the mentors you've had on this journey of life, and you've had so many of them, what's one idea or one lesson you learned that you could pass on to us? And for those folks that are out there, you can lean into your camera, like lean in, put your hands out just and say, thank you for blessing us. And she's going to share that golden nugget with you right now. Can't wait.
So my favorite mentor, and I've been privileged to have so many, was actually John Maxwell. I had the privilege of being underneath his tutelage for 6 months. Got to have monthly group calls with him. He's actually the organization I got my coaching certification through. And this quote is actually in my book, and I say at least 5 times every single day. And I'm kind of paraphrasing it because I've turned it into my own, but he inspired me with this quote that in order to create what you want, you have to start saying no to the good so you can say yes to the best. And that is my shining light every single time I feel confused or I don't know what to do or how to even utilize my time. I ask myself, what is the best? And that's what I need to say yes to. And that's what's consistently helped me create what I've wanted in the time that I have.
I like it. I like it. I like it. That's spot on. You know, Mel, in this journey to profit, you talked about how you juggle your time. Talk about how you go about collaborating with others. What's one of the talents or one of the gifts you look at when you look at doing collaborations or partnerships? Because success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. So, what's one of your secrets to building strong relationships and collaborations as a business owner and entrepreneur?
Well, I say definitely know your strengths and your not so muches because I don't believe anybody has a weakness. You just have a not so much. And that not so much area, that's where you need to find the support to strengthen it and collaborate with somebody. I know my jam. I know what I'm very good at. I also know what I'm very not good at. And those are my collaborators. Those are the men and women and the people who have those strengths that can come in and partner with me or take what I've already started with my clients and help them go that next step. So I even tell my clients, you're not going to have me for life. If you do, then I suck as a coach. Like, you shouldn't have me all the time. You should have me until you've outgrown me and you've moved on to your next level. So then I can bring on somebody and help them get to where you are now. So definitely looking at people who have a strength in your not so much area. Those are your prime partners, as well as just like-minded. You gotta love who you're working with. If you find somebody who you just meld with like crazy, you're gonna be connecting with each other. You're gonna be collaborating with each other. A relationship is a beautiful thing and it has to be authentic. But definitely finding those that are like-minded, have those similar strengths as well as those strengthened not so muches.
And what's a quote or affirmation that Mel tells herself to keep herself, like you said earlier, you must be mentally strong, right? And you said, I think it said mentally, financially, and is the other one emotionally strong? But what is one of the quotes or affirmations or something gave us one earlier with the John Maxwell remix version, if I can say that. But what's something else that you keep inside of you that's near and dear to you, that's one of your core philosophies or principles that you can share with us as well? And as you're out there listening and watching right now, for those folks that are tuning in, like Gwendolyn, what's up? Gwendolyn down in North Carolina. James Murray is out there right now. Edith says she's out there right now listening. God's working on her procrastination. For those folks that are out there right now, you can jot down what's one of your favorite affirmations. What's one of your quotes? What is something that you do and you can pay it forward? Go ahead, please share with us.
So another one of my favorite quotes that I swear I will have tattooed on my body at some point in my life is, it's the little things you do every day that make the biggest difference. And that's from Darren Hardy. And it's something that just reminds me that, again, it's not the size of the step that matters. It's just taking it. So giving myself the permission of, even if I just checked emails today and responded, that is still a step forward in consistency in my business. It was still a profitable action for myself. And utilizing that and knowing that, again, this is a process like everything else. So giving yourself permission to take those steps and know that no matter the size, it's the direction and it's those little things that really do make the biggest difference.
And this is the second to last question, by the way. But what do you say to the entrepreneur out there that has I'm not gonna say a fear, but they have, I'll say, a challenge, kind of overcoming asking for the price that they're worth. They're like, well, okay, I could be profitable if I didn't give it all away. I could be profitable if I didn't give this super duper special price. But for whatever reason, I know what my worth is. I believe my worth is. But there's this, you talked about mental thing going on, but there's this mental or emotional block that they've really been struggling with that. And I know it's a loaded question. You could do a whole series on that. But I want you to give us your view of the world on maybe something that's on your heart that you can share with someone that's really struggling with that right now. Because if they charge what they're worth, they'll be one step closer to being profitable.
Definitely. And I would say, your worth is up to you. And you don't have to prove anything to ask for that. And I said this in the beginning, I think women especially feel like we have to overproduce for a lower price, and that will somehow give us the confidence and the right to ask for more money later. The thing is, you started a business because you have a zone of genius, and it is brilliant. And that's why you started a business. Due to your knowledge, due to your, I mean, don't even harness an education. I'm a high school graduate. Like, that's what I got for you. But I also have 10 years of experience and growing up in an entrepreneurial family. So that's how I know what I know. It's my practice, what I'm preaching. So definitely connecting to that, you are worth what you want. And if that's too emotional for you, then let's just take the emotion out of it. Just look at it logistically. How much do you need to make to live? And then how many hours do you want to work on your business? And then it's just math. So it depends on the type of person you are. If you're just a type A, I just want to know the answer, Mel. Look at how much you want to make each month. Ask yourself how many clients you want to work or how many hours you want to work with clients. And then it's just figuring out how do you create a package to make that happen for you. And that does take the emotional side out of it, where you're like, no, I need this. And then as you grow and that confidence grows, then you can play around with it.
Mm.
But it's definitely just knowing that this is up to you. It is up to you to build the business how you want it. And by starting off by really connecting to that and owning that, then it's scary AF. But as soon as you say that price tag the first time, you're gonna own it, and somebody's gonna say yes to it, and then they're gonna keep saying yes to that as your confidence grows.
Great. Well, when is Mel the happiest? I mean, with so much going on. Last question. When is Mel the happiest? What makes Mel happy? Put that big smiling face like you have right now.
I love doing this. This is yeah. When I started speaking in my business 2.5 years ago, I love coaching. Coaching's been in my blood since day one. My first business was in the fitness industry because I loved seeing people accomplish what they want to accomplish by just having a plan of action and accountability. But that's now been trumped a little bit by this.
Mhm.
Just being able to spend time with you, with your amazing audience, to share my knowledge, to be that influence and that resource for somebody so they can wake up tomorrow and go, I know what to do to be profitable today. And then they go and then they create what they want in the time that they have. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Like, this is what makes me smile like this. I'll probably not get to sleep till like 1 in the morning because I'll just be like, ah! But I love this. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to have this opportunity. I'm so grateful for your platform to have me on. But this is
Well, it is an
it.
honor and a privilege. As I said, a treat and a treasure. You definitely have a heart to give. You have a heart to serve, and you showed up and you played full out. And we certainly appreciate that. I want to first thank you for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. For those folks that are out there, here's how you give a digital applause. You hit the share button. Like, copy the link. Like, pay it forward into a group that you're a part of. It's okay. She's okay with that. So she's not like, you got to only hold it right here. No,
Do
no,
it.
no. No, no, no. You can pay it forward. And you can help another little girl or a little boy or a big girl or a big boy that's out there right now that needs to hear the message. Not only is this your time, but you can bless someone else. So hit the share button, hit the watch party button. I want to turn it over to you, Mel, for your final thoughts and comments. Sometimes people don't have time to do it, but I asked Mel. I said, Mel, would you give your final thoughts to empower and inspire folks? She said, absolutely, I'm all in. But before she does that, I want to make sure she tells you once again how to connect with her, how to get her book, and then she'll have her closing comments. So once again, thanks a lot. You're amazing. We've got to have you back. Incredible, because we've got to remain profitable every single week.
Thank you so much for having me. So once again, you can find all of my resources and my book on my website. That is McSherry, all one word, .com. If you want me in your back pocket and get a lot of tutorials and inspiration and action steps, please feel free to follow me on Instagram, and that is at Mel_McSherry. And, closing remarks are always something that I get sad about because I don't want this time to end, but I do want to preface this that you are walking away with this with a lot of information. You're walking away with this with a lot of motivation and inspiration. And I don't want you to lose hold of that. So even with just the 3 steps that I showed you today, I would love for you to take a moment, take a breath, watch this again or look at the notes that you've taken. And what is one thing you want to implement tomorrow that's going to make you profitable? Because remember, you have full say on how you spend the time that you have. And this is your business. And you are the singular most important person within it. So prioritize correctly. And every single day, no matter how much time you have, you will go to bed feeling happy, successful, and profitable. And every morning you'll wake up excited and ready to go because you have that plan of action that is 100% yours.
I love it. It's 100% yours. This is your moment. This is your time. And today is your January 1st. You're going to be profitable. Today is your January 1st because you could be mentally, emotionally, and I believe Mel said financially strong. And for you listening, you the entrepreneur, you the single mom, you the single dad, you the person that's in a married or a relationship right now, the future and the best is still yet to come. It's bright and the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is still yet to come. So with that being said, for those folks who want to know who's doing all that screaming, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. You got to live in the moment and you got to make it count. God bless, and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, Mel. You're amazing. We appreciate you. Looking forward to connect with you again, okay?
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. We're out of here, y'all. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown. Mic check, mic check. All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. Yes. Yeah. And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.